Hello, and welcome to Three Geeks in a Pod, our pilot episode.
Yeah. Episode 1.
If you haven't heard of us before, no, I guess we don't have to say that, do we?
I don't know.
What do we have to say?
Well, we used to be on Errol and the Bald Guy.
Yes, we used to be
Errol and the Bald Guy, and then Manpans got upset that we kept on having her as a guest, but she wasn't in the name. And so we had to change it. You were super angry. He was like, I want credit!
Manpan smash!
It's already horrible. People are gonna see me as a whiny.
Yeah, just a prima donna. It's like, I need my fame. The only people anybody listen to this is because I'm on it, so I should be in the credits.
This is already off to a great start.
Mandatacular podcast.
Oh, did you say that? Okay, we can call it Mandatacular now.
No, it's not.
Hello, and welcome to Mandatacular.
Okay, that was like what? 30 seconds until it went off the rails.
In this podcast, we talk how Mandatacular attacks the man.
Oh
so
my
welcome
God.
to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Let's try and reset that. Welcome to Three Geeks in a Pod. It's a new podcast with geeks and stuff.
My name is Errol Elmer, and I do geek things. This is Mandatacular.
I'm Amanda Whitney. I am also a geek and also an actor and writer who writes many geek things, oftentimes with Errol.
Woo!
I'm James Sheridan. I work in the film industry, television industry. James P. Sheridan.
We call you Ja-Mez.
And I'm also an avid, movie geek, comic geek, turtle geek, Ghostbuster geek.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
an adventure game geek if we want to get to specifics of what kind of geekery we like and stuff.
I'm an obnoxious geek.
Yes.
We've noticed.
You are.
I think the audience has noticed as well.
Mandatacular. We could change our comedy duo to Mandatacular.
Let's not. I'm sorry I brought this up. I didn't think you'd run this far with it.
You can't feed Errol tidbits like that. Just you can't see them because you're just gonna.
I had sugar.
Oh yes,
We've noticed
a lot of sugar. No wonder you've been like crazy all night. Jeez.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, we cover all sorts of things like geek reviews, geek culture,
News
Geek
that's
news.
coming up.
how to date a man with Mandatacular. He is going to give us all sorts of things on that and different things in our personal lives. That was a great face.
It's too bad this is a podcast and I can't.
Anyway, the first we've broken up. We've had a normal kind of structure. We usually have the first half hour be news, and the second half hour main topic.
Right.
So let's start off with the news, part one.
Do you guys have any news? I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to
We
read,
have
but I don't know if
tons
you
of
guys
news
have.
because we haven't been together for forever.
Well, I mean,
But the people don't know that.
Okay.
That's true. Well, I mean, like in terms of geekish news, it's November and like NaNoWriMo's going on, so that's kind of one of the.
Is this going to be a plug?
No.
Yes.
You going to plug?
I'm plugging.
Oh, are you plugging?
Yes.
Okay. Well, no. I'm both Errol and I are participating in NaNoWriMo, so that's kind of geek news.
National
And?
Novel Writing Month, where you write 50,000 words in
1 month.
30
Or if
days.
you're Errol, you do it in 23 hours.
Yeah, Errol did it in 23 hours, so he's done.
Because that's just how crazy Errol is.
And Manpans and I, we wrote a musical, and it was just released.
Episode 1 was released.
And it's a 6-part web series musical, so that's exciting. We're
Yes.
crazy excited about it.
Yep.
So are you guys like picking specific days each week
Wednesday.
to release them?
Every
Or every
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
make sure I
Every Wednesday.
watch
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to nanomusical.com,
We have a domain.
we have a domain.
Exciting.
So
And I'm sure you can find it all over all of our different... if
Yeah.
you're familiar with any of the Debs and Errol family of stuff, Three Geeks in a Pod, We Tangent, any of the stuff that we do, it's
I mean,
it's easy to find this stuff. It's all over the place.
I have to remove that graphic from the Debs and Errol site.
We'll
Has
just
to be a
replace
different
it.
one. We'll put in one with Mandatacular.
God.
I'm so making a graphic called Manda.
No! Jeez, I try and be smart for once, and no, it doesn't work.
That was great.
Flies back in my face.
Mandatacular. I think that's great. We we should make you an OK Cupid video.
Oh God, that's quite okay.
I'm
right.
Mandatacular.
That would actually be funny. You guys should do those as a joke on YouTube.
Oh my God.
You do like the worst cliches geeks can do on like a dating site.
Oh.
Well, that's another thing we wanted to do that would be kind of funny. Is if we wanted to do like one of those like speed dating, and then we'll have like a variety of guys that come up and try to like date the man pans. We're thinking we can have Ja-Mez, we can have me, we could have Leaf, and we would just be awful choices.
Yeah.
Because I can play an awful choice without
I
even
can play
trying.
an awful choice. I don't even have to try.
Oh, Mandatacular.
So we have news.
we do have this podcast does get better.
It does.
Once I shut up.
This is not unusual for us to just kind of like go off on tangents. So it's
All right. So what other news do we have, Ja-Mez?
well, the big one that I was really upset about.
I got my Totoro painting back.
Okay, that's no one even knows what that is.
People know what Totoro is.
Okay, they don't know you have a Totoro. He lost it. He got it back. It was a very big.
He left it at a Debs and Errol
He
event.
left it at a gig, and it took like
I'm in a geek band. If you don't know,
6 months to get it back. So that's Errol's news. Thank you, Errol.
You're welcome. I'm excited.
So they announced a couple weeks ago that they're actually canceling the Amazing Spider-Man comic book.
Oh.
Issue 700 is going to be the last issue of it. And
Just out of curiosity, like how many different versions of Spider-Man are there out there right now? Because when I heard the comics would be canceled, I just imagined all Spider-Men forever.
well, there's
like-
Ultimate Spider-Man, which is a completely separate universe
Okay.
of the actual like 616 Marvel universe. There's only Amazing Spider-Man and Avenging Spider-Man, which is basically kind of like Marvel team up, where every week he appears or every month he appears with a different Marvel hero. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's just pretty much this one volume, and they're canceling it. Apparently, Peter Parker won't be involved anymore. He's going to be completely done.
There's no more
no.
Peter Parker.
No, they're replacing him, and they're starting a new volume.
Wait, replacing but Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
That's
Do I wanna
that's
get
why
into
I'm
that
upset.
conversation?
Well, what if they need a Spider-Ham again? They would need a different
Wait,
name than Peter
Spider-Ham?
Parker.
What?
Oh, she doesn't know about Spider-Ham?
I don't know about Spider-Man.
Why would she know that? Seriously.
I thought that was common knowledge.
Doesn't even like Spider-Man.
I know.
With a dash.
Oh yeah, with a dash. Poor Ja-Mez.
Hey, it's important that you spell his name correctly.
All right, so
anyways, they're canceling Amazing Spider-Man, and part of the Marvel Now series, they're starting a new one that's going to be called Superior Spider-Man. He's going to be in a very similar costume, but it's slightly augmented. He's going to feature new powers, and it's going to be a different
New
character.
powers?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what? With spider powers? Are we
Well,
talking
it's going to
about?
be it's going to be very similar powers, but the in the preliminary sketch art that we've seen of the costume, he seems to have a talon on his.
A talon?
Yeah, a talon on the big toes and on his fingers.
That doesn't sound cool at all.
No.
What
No,
does he
which
do?
makes me think that he can't actually walk all. He's using this to help
it's
him.
like
walk
half
all.
spider, half dog.
I don't know
Or
what he's going to
raptor.
be.
Or maybe he can open up letters really quickly.
I'm sure that's what it's intended for. A
Lamest
postal worker
comic
who's tired
ever.
of his everyday life and
Spider-Man
What?
is a postal worker.
How do you hide a talon, though? That's pretty...
I think it's retractable.
Oh.
Like Wolverine.
Not that
Yeah,
big.
but-
I think it's just a little tiny.
Yeah, but
one,
that's less...
that's what.
That's boring. It's just like It's like retractable tooth.
Well, I guess, yeah,
I
I
want to
guess...
see that character. A character whose only
microphone,
superpower is retractable teeth.
Yeah, wow.
I guess it'd be a more interesting comic if, like, yeah, the whole comic was based on how do I hide my toes today because they weren't retractable.
Yeah, no, that'd be boring. But I'm just like, oh, why? That seems like a dumb power.
I'll
to
call
add.
Marvel and let them know of your
Retractable
idea.
Tooth. Anyway, sorry. What's the next news?
Next news was, again, I'm sorry that I'm piling on all the Spider-Man news, but there was a whole bunch of Spider-Man news this week.
Just like there are Ninja Turtle news.
No, I'm not doing any Ninja Turtle news right now.
But there are some if you want to look.
Oh, there's
it up.
all kinds, but I don't think anyone has any interest, so I'll leave it alone. Anyways, I'm mentioning this one because we all seem to enjoy it. News about Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. They've officially signed on Andrew Garfield and Mark Webb, who are both
the
coming back.
movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They've also...
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Surprising, but...
Gwen Stacy, they're talking about coming back, but it hasn't been finalized. They're also looking for a Harry Osborn. They've also cast a new actress named Shailene Woody in the role of Mary Jane Watson.
Oh.
So there's going to be competition now.
Well, that's the thing is there's competition.
Is Martin Sheen coming back?
He might come back in flashback, I guess, but
Yeah, he was good in that movie.
Oh, he was very good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, normally the love triangle is often... It is usually Gwen Stacy, Mary
Just
Jane,
like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't get that reference. I didn't play the game.
I think in every Squaresoft game there's a
there's
triangle.
always a love
Yeah,
triangle.
pretty much.
And then they look in the distance
Like
meaningfully.
even Kingdom Hearts there's a love triangle.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You guys are talking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
It fits.
Well, usually in the Spider-Man comics, there's a love triangle, but what they leave out of the equation is usually a love square because Harry Osborn is often dating whichever one that Peter isn't dating, or...
And then, of course, nobody ever brings in the black cat.
Who's the black cat?
Felicia Hardy.
That's black.
Okay.
She's a reformed criminal. Used to be a burglar.
Oh, of course she was.
They had a thing. They had a thing. We talked about this in one of our podcasts.
Sometimes the Spider-Man news blurs for me.
Didn't we talk about the black cat? I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't know.
I don't
I might
remember.
not have been there. Remember, I wasn't
Don't
at
you
all of them.
listen to all of our podcasts?
I listen, but there's a whole lot of information in there.
So take notes. Mandatacular. That's like the vernacular.
Oh, God. Don't start with that kind of stuff.
Sorry, Jamal.
That's all right.
Next.
So the last little tidbit about that is they're also trying to cast the villain, and the rumor right now is that they're casting Electro.
Oh, fun.
And the actor they're looking at right now is Jamie Foxx.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. He's old.
He's not old.
Well, he's getting older.
He's late 30s,
I think I always thought of like Electro in and around the same age or a bit older. No, I guess he's a thug, right? So he's a bit older. Yeah.
Well,
Jamie Foxx is in
Electro's
his
kind of
40s.
interesting because
Yeah, he's in
he's a
his
thug, but
40s.
he's also an engineer. So he's not quite like the mad scientist, but at the same time, he's... Initially, in the comics, his ability wasn't like purely given. Like, he was struck by lightning, but he couldn't really contain the power, so he augmented a power suit that would allow him to control his ability a little bit. So I'm wondering if they're going to throw some of that in, so it's not just a thug villain kind of thing. At the same time, he's one of the most potentially dangerous villains because he's got a power level that, kind of rivals like Magneto and whatnot, but they never really write him as that kind of character. Anyways, I'm just going off tangent on Spider-Man and no one cares. So. Another big bit of news was the developments on the X-Men First Class sequel.
Oh!
Have you guys been following this stuff?
I've seen the... No, I don't follow things. In general, unfortunately.
Well, the big news was that Matthew Vaughn is not actually returning now. He was going to be returning for a while, but he's decided he's not going to.
Which one did Matthew Vaughn play?
No, he was the director.
Oh, the director.
He directed
okay.
the first
Is
First
he
Class.
related to Vince Vaughn?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
But
You sound
apparently...
so sad to have learned that.
Well, no, that was just my input into this conversation.
Nope, conversation over now.
I can't
Keep
contribute
texting, Errol.
anything.
Anyways, Matthew Vaughn's not returning. He's being replaced by original director of the X-Men series, Bryan Singer.
Oh, really?
He's making
He's
a return
coming
to the
back.
franchise. Well, he was actually part of First Class. He helped write it and was a producer on it, but because I think he was doing Valkyrie at the time or something, maybe something else. He was kind of tied up, so he couldn't direct it, but he really wanted to, so now that he's got the opportunity to.
I really enjoyed the first and second X-Men. He did a good job with those. So.
I enjoyed the first one. I feel is kind of slow and plodding. My problem with that is that it's a lot of intro.
I feel like I'm the only one who likes that movie.
No, I enjoy it. I just thought the second one was a little better because they didn't have to get through all the intro. They could just get right to the story.
see.
Plus, the story to that is one of the biggest X-Men stories of all time.
Oh, which one? The second one?
Yeah.
Oh.
God Loves, Man Kills, which is it's a graphic novel they did in the 70s. And
okay.
It's a really good storyline. In this one, they're doing one of the other really big storylines. Have you ever heard of Days of Futures Past?
Nope.
Did you ever watch the X-Men cartoon?
Nope.
No? Okay. There's a very famous episode in that a lot of people reference when they heard this name. Basically what happens is one of the X-Men from the future comes back in time to warn the X-Men about an incident that's going to irrevocably change time. And this character comes from a world where there's so much fear about mutants and what they can do that all the governments of the world have band together and created Sentinels, which are giant robots that hunt down mutants and either slaughter them or bring them to internment camps. But at some point, the Sentinels go rogue and start capturing regular humans, considering them a threat as well. And basically all of the future is lost and destroyed in a very Terminator-esque sort of post-apocalyptic world. And they kind of, the people from the future, the X-Men who are remaining, figure out that this is all connected to a single specific incident, an assassination of a very important person in the past that is somehow connected to the X-Men. So the character, originally in the comics, it was Kitty Pryde. In the cartoon, it was Bishop. They go back in time and warn the X-Men of this, and they have to try and stop this assassination.
Oh, that's cool. So it might be kind of like almost like a mashup.
That's what they're thinking. That's the speculation right now, is that actors from the previous series can now come back. We can have Xavier, and we can have young Xavier meet old Xavier, or actors like Hugh Jackman can come back, and Famke Johnson can come back, and anyone who's left over. I'm really hoping that they cast Kitty Pryde, because I didn't like X-Men 3, but I really like Kitty Pryde's one of my favorite characters.
Oh, was she in it? I didn't see it.
Well, she was in all three of them.
She was
but
good.
she had a bigger role in X-Men 3.
Yeah.
And I really like Ellen Page.
She was in
Kitty
all
Pryde.
three of them, but she was a different actress in all three of them.
Yeah. And I believe all three were Canadian as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I really like Days of the Future Past, and I really kind of want to see that come to life. I've been waiting for Sentinels to be included in the X-Men movies for years.
That'd be cool. The only thing I would worry about is that Halle Berry starts demanding more money again and a bigger part.
I'm really hoping she doesn't come back.
Yeah,
because she was my least favorite part of this.
That was the biggest problem with X3, is that she demanded a bigger part and didn't have a very good storyline.
Yeah.
So it was bad. That whole movie, I'm not going to get into that. So
X3 was pretty...
Speaking of movies, one thing that we all saw, I think we should talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Since it's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're saving... I do have one fourth story, but we're going to save that for part 2. So,
okay. Okay, so let's talk about Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
I just saw it today, actually.
I saw it last night.
I took my kids out of school.
Yeah.
Before we go to Wreck-It Ralph, I did want to mention one thing from before Wreck-It Ralph.
What's before Wreck-It Ralph?
Did you guys see the little
the
short
paper?
that they did before
that? Oh, that was adorable.
I almost enjoyed that more than Wreck-It Ralph. Not that I didn't enjoy Wreck-It Ralph, but I just enjoyed that short so much.
That one was great. It was sort of like kind of Disney reminding us, hey, we're still good at this. Just you
say
know.
that, but I really felt the hand of the creative team at Pixar. In fact, I was looking at the credits of both that and Wreck-It Ralph, and they give a huge shout out to the creative team at Pixar.
Oh, okay.
So I think Pixar had the writing staff had a big hand in kind of shaping both of these, because they very much have the same sort of attitude and influence and the same sort of sense of humor. And you can, I think you really feel John Lasseter's hand at Disney now, kind of creating some of that Pixar feel and.
Yeah.
Which is,
I feel like a lot of stuff at Disney is changing right now, like with
which I've got to say for the better.
And everything for sure.
What was the last Disney film before this one? Before Wreck-It Ralph?
Before Wreck-It Ralph?
It was that the Rapunzel one, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right, Tangled.
Yeah, and that one was DreamWorks.
No, Tangled was Disney.
Was it Disney? Oh yeah, that's right. Because it was like
I think that was the first one they did under John Lasseter.
It was good too.
It was good. Yeah, it was
really good.
Actually, it was unexpected for me because it wasn't what I was. I think it was mismarketed as a film.
It was mismarketed?
Yeah, because
it's a princess film.
No, but they were marketing it as sort of like a princess version of Shrek. But it was a lot more. They played it a lot more straight. Yeah.
I don't remember
the
marketing.
I don't remember that.
If you watch the trailers, there's a lot of like.
I do remember I didn't expect very much, and then a friend of mine, Sarah, who I talk about frequently on the last podcast, but she really recommended it, and she's got a very good sense of humor. So I usually trust her.
It was good. It was very good.
Yeah, no, they've been changing it up a lot. Wreck-It Ralph was great.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked it.
And I guess we really shouldn't spoil it too much.
Shouldn't spoil it too much.
But it surprised me, actually.
I was surprised at the end.
It became a lot more. I don't want to say complex, but the problems in the story. I thought it was just going to be a very simple sort of story, but the problems just kept escalating.
It's funny though. Yeah, there was a bunch of plot twists and stuff that kept coming, but they somehow. Wrapped it all up, and it fit well. And
in fact, the big plot twist at the end, I know I should have seen it coming, but I didn't.
No, neither did I. I didn't see it coming. I saw nothing coming
because they totally set it up, but it just didn't even occur to me.
That was the one thing I went to go see it alone, and so when the plot twist came, I wanted. Sometimes I have to see a movie by myself, but that one.
Poor man, Pan.
Okay. But when the plot twist
can
came
you see
up,
why she goes to see a movie alone?
when the plot twist came up, I was like, oh! oh, and then there was nobody beside me. I could like be like, oh, did you see that? And
yeah, I know.
I think I annoyed my friend because I kept poking him, going, "Did you see that? Did you see that?"
And he's like, I'm watching it too.
Which friend did you go with?
I went with Pepper, a buddy of mine. I haven't spoken about him much. Pepper. I used to talk about him a lot, but
you did not with us.
No, I haven't mentioned him much lately.
So you used to talk about him a lot.
He's an old high school buddy, and then I went away to college, and we kind of lost touch for a while. And
now you're friends again.
Yeah, he got married, and now we're hanging out a lot more. And,
he can be on our podcast.
Yeah, actually, he listens to the podcast.
He does?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Hi, Pepper.
He is a big fan of you.
Oh, yay.
He thinks you're hilarious.
Yay! Somebody thinks I'm funny. And
a lot of people think you're funny.
Then they meet you.
They meet you and you discover all their weaknesses.
You discover their phone number and leave long, rambling messages on their answering machine.
I haven't done that with anybody now.
No.
No, because I don't have my earphone buds for my phone anymore.
No.
So it's a sad state of affairs.
It's a glorious day for us.
Mandatacular.
Oh, boy.
So is he a geek too, then, I take it?
He's into a lot of geek culture. He reads a lot of comics and movies and whatnot. He's a little cooler than I am, but...
I have news.
Oh.
You have news?
Yeah, I forgot. I'm doing a con this weekend.
That's right, you are.
Debs and Errol are going to be at the SFC Ontario con.
SF Contario, that's all I've been calling it.
FS Contario. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that it's on in a week and I don't even know what day we're playing.
Oh.
I should find that out.
I was going to see if there were day passes and maybe I could just go down for the day.
Yeah, you should come and
Is this like the one you took me to when I think it was London or something?
Oh, no, that's happening.
Where it was just basically a room and then like a sitting room and you guys performed in the sitting room?
Oh, yeah, no, that was great. Because you see, we were background music and we could do anything we wanted.
Yeah.
I love that. We just played and then we played like for 3 or 4 hours.
The same songs over.
No, we didn't do the same songs, did we?
Yes, you did.
Did we? No, we only repeated twice.
No, I'm pretty sure you did at least Rainbow Connection at least 3 times.
That was just for you.
You didn't do it for me.
No, I don't think we did it 3 times because Debs was having problems with the Rainbow Connection, not knowing the song.
She was singing it today as she was walking around the apartment. I kind of grinned.
Oh, good. I don't even know what Debs is doing. I haven't talked to her for so long. Her being my bandmate. You'd think I'd know this. She's coming
busy.
tonight, though.
She's coming tonight.
Is that secret?
Did we need...
I wasn't sure if we were going to announce that now or not, but yes, in the second half we're going to have Debs, Errol's partner from his band.
Debs and Errol band.
Bandmate.
Yes, bandmate.
Anyway, I really liked Wreck-It Ralph, and I think
yeah.
I don't know what the rating is, but a lot of people.
What was your favorite callback, or what was your favorite reference?
No, actually, I did. Oh, I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Yeah, Tapper was hilarious.
Tapper was so my. I didn't know that everyone else knew that game. Actually,
I'm surprised you know that game.
I played it when I was 12? Like 6 or 7. My dad had a really old computer. We had it on a big old floppy disk, and
nice.
I really liked that the movie. I know there was a lot of jokes in the trailer, and usually when you see that kind of trailer and they throw all those jokes in there, I really like that those weren't all of the jokes that were in the movie.
Yeah,
there was a lot of still really good. I mean, those were some of the best ones, but it was still sort of there was a lot of other stuff to laugh at.
What I really liked was that all the characters from the video games, even in their like computer animated form, still moved. Like they would on the
sort of
video
glitchy
game
and
screen.
like sort of
keyframey. So that was a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think other references that I noticed and I liked, and I was like, oh no.
I loved when they were running by Sonic, they hit him and all of his rings fell out.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I laughed at that one so hard.
So it's so.
And then the DJ was playing DJ Hero.
Oh, was he
at the party?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
See, that's the thing is I sometimes wish they would have just stopped the screen so I could have watched it.
See, that's why I really want to get it on DVD or Blu-ray so I can just sit there and like cycle through and see all the stuff.
But Tapper was the one again. I wish I had somebody in the theater with me just because I was like, look at the Tapper. I used to play that all the time. I couldn't get past the baseball level.
I still remember when Tapper was about beer and then they changed it to root beer.
No, I played it when it was beer.
Changed it to beer.
It was beer. Yeah.
Yeah. I did love the bit, like, they're in the Tapper bar, and then he jumps out and he starts doing the Tapper levels. And then
that was what, because I was sitting there, I'm like, I wonder if this is that game that I played as a kid and everything. And then when it went to
went wide and started doing him
jumping
up to the...
this is the game I played! I spent hours on that and Virtual Pool.
I was disappointed. I know why it wasn't there, but I was really disappointed there wasn't more Mario.
Yeah, they probably would have had to pay an arm and leg.
That's exactly why they didn't. But you know what was there that I got really excited about?
What?
And you probably missed it, but I saw it because I never miss it. when they're doing at the very beginning, there's a bit where they're going through. Because Wreck-It Ralph Fix-It Felix Jr. is an older game, and they kind of go from when it was.
Yeah,
they do a montage that go through all the years.
I was trying to watch all the
video
different
games.
Yeah.
One of the games was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game.
Was it?
Nice.
I got so giddy.
I was looking for it, but you see, I was watching it.
It was on the right side.
I was looking
down
on
the aisle.
Oh, see,
because I will never miss that logo.
Yeah, no, I was trying to see if I could find anything I recognized, but But I think I was looking right beside it, and it just stayed on Pac-Man the whole time, and that one didn't seem to disappear.
It's because no one ever stopped playing Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. I actually liked how
I was sad that Cubert wasn't a game anymore in it.
Oh yeah, I don't see a lot of people playing Cubert.
No, but Cubert was. I remember Cubert being a huge game when I was a kid, and
I don't.
No,
I never played Cubert actually. Yeah.
But you're young.
I'm like a year younger than Ja-Mez. I did like how they presented. Because you see in the trailers the sort of what is it like
the world in between worlds?
No, the that gun video game, the Call of Duty type game.
Oh, the sort of Halo-ish sort of Gears
game.
of War.
I like how they presented the
first person shooter.
The first person
yeah,
shooter.
That was really
loved
good.
that because it was so exact about how when you play those games and when your commander pops into the screen and starts talking to you.
But I like that they're fully aware.
Are you eating popcorn?
Yeah, we're talking about movies.
Do you know what disturbs me about popcorn at the movie theater now?
It tastes like it's a day old.
Well, that one is.
Nice one is day old.
But
Maybe 2 days.
When I went to go get popcorn, they were like, "And would you like M&Ms on that?"
Oh, I saw that. That's weird.
So gross.
And I was like, "What? No. Why would I do that?"
I can understand M&Ms on your ice cream. M&Ms on a cookie. You're just gonna be obnoxious and chew in the microphone.
Popcorn and day-old popcorn into his mouth.
We're really giving our audience a earful of what Errol is really like in his everyday life.
What?
I don't know. I want one. I can smell it. That's the problem. I'm like, oh, I love fake butter smell.
Popcorn.
It's the amount of salt on it that makes my lips.
I had these markers that were scented, and one of them was popcorn scent, and it was terrible because I just wanted to eat the marker.
Did you?
It was really. I almost did.
Yeah.
It was small.
So. Did you tear up at Wreck-It Ralph?
You got my text today. Yes, I did.
I
Okay.
teared up too. I teared
up too.
I wonder if we all teared
Which is
up
really
at the same
embarrassing because I'm
part.
sitting between two guys at this point, and I've got tears streaming down my face. I'm like, it's so sad.
I'm sitting in a theater full of kids, and they're all like, ah ha ha ha, and I'm just sitting there losing it, just not losing it. I was tearing up, and I could feel tears coming down my face, and I was just like.
I'm really glad theaters are dark when you go to see
I know.
a movie.
Heck, I'm glad. My Echo sat in between me and my wife, and so it's like, yeah, I'm glad my wife doesn't see me because she's gonna make fun of me.
I'm crying at the video game
most guys
movie.
are happy to kind of cry in front of their significant other because it kind of makes them seem sensitive. No. Errol feels embarrassed because his wife is awesome and makes fun of him.
Because I'm crying at a video game movie animation. But
it's actually what I really like is that it's not just a movie. That's an excuse to make a lot of video game references.
No, it actually has a story.
A story and really well fleshed out characters
that surprises you, and there's a plot twist, and you're going, "Whoa, really? Wow!"
Yeah, and
I like that. Again, not all the jokes kept being the only part of the game. You see the trailer, and it's all about the support group.
Yeah,
and the support group's only sort of there at the beginning, and then it's sort of referenced again at the end. And it's not about the support group. It's just sort of you're into the movie.
Yeah,
and sort of an in-joke of yes, these characters have lives and they have problems too. And
no, I saw another review of it after I went to go see the movie, and just to see because I like to see what this guy thinks. And yeah, it's funny how he mentioned how surprised he was of all the plot twists, of things that, they mention and you sort of remember, but that you don't care about after a while. They make it seem like these things are nothing. And then suddenly they come popping back up as incredibly important plot points.
I also remember knowing that it was because I went during school hours, barely anybody was in the theater. It was awesome. But then of course you can hear me chuckling loud. That's clever. I'm the only one that noticed it again.
It seems to happen to you a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I burst out laughing at a part and nobody else laughed.
Oh, I always do that.
And,
I've stopped caring about laughing at things that no one else is laughing at.
So did
Yeah.
I, but it was great. It was good. If you ever get a chance, you should go see Wreck-It Ralph.
Definitely see it. I went to see. I don't know how
What was your
time
favorite character in it?
My favorite character was actually. I didn't think it would be. I thought, oh, here comes the annoying kid character and everything.
I really liked her.
I liked her.
I really
Even
liked
though
her.
it was Sarah Silverman. I actually think she's funny, but still.
Yeah, no, I didn't actually expect to like. I thought it was like, okay, yeah, here she is, she's gonna be annoying and everything, and then she turned out to be my favorite character of the whole thing. Although I do love the sergeant as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Who doesn't love Jane Lynch?
Who
Yeah,
doesn't
Jane
love
Lynch
Jane
I absolutely
Lynch?
adore.
But
I found myself weirdly attracted to the Jane Lynch character. It's like,
Yeah.
I think that's on purpose.
No, I know, but I don't usually fall into
I
that,
don't
and then
know.
because it's Jane Lynch's personality, which I think is awesome in this.
shoveling that
Yeah,
popcorn.
you're just. But I think
the bag is up to your mouth. You don't want to you don't want any more delays in between the popcorn and your mouth.
And I don't want to spill the precious
the precious. It's not a ring.
popcorn.
Do you have a favorite character, Errol?
Well, no, actually, I would say I do like the girl a lot. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, Jane Lynch is still hilarious as Jane Lynch, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
No.
I really like the sour ball.
Oh, the sour ball. That was a lovely throwaway character.
It not only was a lovely throwaway character, but it took me a little while to get the joke that he's always sour. Like his disposition is just sort of.
Well, I didn't get his name
Yeah.
at first, so
well,
I
you just see
thought
this
he was-
green little sort of blobby thing that walking around. Like it looks like a little hard candy, so he's semi-transparent, but he's just walking around with this like sullen look on his face. And then they mention he's a sour ball. I think that was the part where I laughed out loud and no one else did.
I love that game in general. Because I played a lot of Mario,
The Mario Kart.
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of.
So seeing and actually it was the music.
Yeah,
that
the
really
music.
got me
Yeah, I
and
was like,
brought
they're
me
really
back.
going full out with this Mario Kart sort of in Candyland thing.
Yeah, they did this Candyland Mario satire game. And they
Yeah.
did it well. It was funny.
They did it
was
very
good.
well. Yeah,
And it had all the usual trappings of a Mario Kart game, including like the.
the blocks that you pick up along the way, or like when you
Yeah.
get hit with something, it's like a la mode.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
No, it was a good. It was a
All
great
in all,
film.
I
It was a
enjoyed it.
good
Yeah,
film.
so check it out. It's probably gonna play for a long time now because
Yeah.
it's a highly anticipated
My
one.
daughter
almo-
said,
I-
"Can we buy this one? Can we buy this one?" We'll see, kid.
I almost want to go back just to watch the cartoon in the opening again, though, because I really loved
That was
that
a
one.
great
That was
one.
such a, and it. I really liked that it wasn't. It was black and white, but it didn't feel black and white because
The
they
lips
used so
are
much
red.
texture and so much. Well, there was red, but it was they used that sparingly. But it actually reminded me of a game that I've been watching someone play recently called Limbo.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I can't play that game.
You can't play
Is
that
it scary
game.
for you?
Well,
It's not scary. It's just sort of it's a puzzle-ish game.
no,
and
there's a
it's-
scary part
No,
to it.
I think I
There's
have
a scary
it somewhere.
part to it.
Yes.
I don't remember the. That's not really scary.
Yes, it is. You're walking along, and then a big giant leg comes out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and then 8 of them do.
Oh my god. See, when you say scary, I'm thinking like Slender scary.
So we're
That is
walking.
Slender scary.
We're
That's not
walking down
Slender
the
scary.
hallway. Somebody in red, just a girl, says, "Oh hey, Manda." Manda's like, "Oh no, she's trying to kill me!" And we were.
It wasn't down the hallway. It was outside in the dark. She went, "Hi!" And then I didn't know who she was, and she kept like insisting. And then I got in my glasses on, so I couldn't see her. And
I wasn't scared.
I know you weren't scared because she.
We were right near your building.
Okay, look.
I actually want to. I want
I'm-
to see a mod of the Slender game where it's Errol in the Slender game and he runs up to Slender to hug him.
Hug me.
Or let's just not have Sled. Let's just
Or
have one
even
called
better,
Errol.
yeah, it's not Spider-Man. It's
You're
Errol going through the
trying.
woods and he's just yelling at you the entire time.
No, it's
Why won't you podcast with me, man, bands?
Man. Oh,
the faster you run,
The louder he
the
gets.
louder you
I've
get.
got man.
That would be an awesome. I've seen some really cool mods for that game, but I haven't seen an Errol mod.
We have done a few we play
Yeah.
of those games.
We gotta edit
We
those.
gotta edit and put them on.
Yeah.
Because it's usually just me and Manpan's yelling and screaming at me. Don't! What are you doing? Why are
Okay, the Errol plays horror games like the opposite way you should play them. Like, we played Amnesia, and there's this, like, lovely...
I've got amnesia stories.
Okay, there's, like, a lovely little part in Amnesia where you're walking through the earlier parts of the mansion and stuff, or the castle, and then you hear a roar, and you turn around, and great game design, you just see... a form or of a person type form walking through a door. Now, the game designers had in mind that when people saw that, they would freak out and run in the other direction, which every Let's Play I have watched, that is what they do. What does Errol do? Who's
Runs
that?
towards it.
Runs towards it. Unfortunately, the game is designed in such a way that the monster isn't supposed to stay there. So, like... he runs towards it, and I see it fading away because the game designers didn't figure that anyone would actually follow the monster.
Did we talk about the shirts?
Oh God, the shirts!
That's the best part.
So like we spent like an hour playing the game, and we never got past like the first couple of levels because Errol, as it turns out, Errol should be able to listen to him. Errol, as it turns out, should be a playtester because he is the person that game designers should be designing for, because there's a lot of mechanics in that. You can throw almost anything around in that game.
It's awesome.
You can pick up boxes, you can pick up chairs. Errol had to see what he could pick up, what he could break, what windows he could throw it at. Is that a hole in the ceiling? Maybe I could throw the rock through the hole. And then there was a drawer. You open up the drawer, and there's 2 shirts inside, and it's a very fun animation. They actually designed it so that when you open it up, the shirts kind of slide. Errol wanted to take the shirts out of the drawer, but we couldn't touch the shirts, and I thought that would be the end of it. No, he gets a box from the room, he starts, like, banging it inside the drawer, trying everything. He got it out. He got the virtual shirt out of the drawer, and then it didn't know what was going on, and it started glitching like crazy.
Please tell me you got this on camera, because I want to see this.
I have it on my phone, actually, because that was before we got the software to record, but...
I still want to see that. I've been obsessed with... You mentioned Amnesia. I've been obsessed with watching this YouTuber called PewDiePie. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. He's hilarious. He's basically Errol in these games, except he's a Swedish guy who goes into horror games and he like freaks out. But he's like Errol, where he goes around and just like plays with everything. So he's created all these awesome little memes and trends within his games where there's a statue that you can pick up that he's nicknamed Stefano. And every time he finds it, he has to pick it up and carry it. No matter how close the monster is to him, he'll pick up Stefano and run with him.
That sounds like Errol, yeah.
Yeah.
We always knew what rooms we'd already been in because you would see piles of chairs and boxes, and they were all stacked. There was a lot of stacks of things. And
I climbed those stacks.
And you climbed the stacks. It took a bit of the horror out of it, because after a while I was like, oh, just give me a freaking like face-eating monster, for crap's sake.
Those things frighten me.
Anyway, we've probably been going on way too long now, actually. So we should probably get ready for part 2.
Hello and welcome to part 2, and we have special guests already on our first pilot episode of 3 Geeks in a Pod.
Because it's a very important topic. Well, not a very important topic, but a very important guest who's very informed on
just
said
one.
Topic.
What's wrong with Matt? Why can't you say that?
Matt's also informed, but
I'm not saying anything.
Matt doesn't plan on talking.
Matt was also in line.
I know, he was. He's very important. I'm not saying he's not important. You just said one important
Matt's
guest.
not the one who wanders around the
Debs.
apartment muttering episode 1 lines.
I don't do that anymore.
Oh, dear.
At the merest reference
So
of
it's
anything
Debs.
I'm emoting to.
No.
This is Deborah Linden. She is my bandmate, or I'm her bandmate, or...
You're awfully close to me. That's kind of
I know,
that's
this is
kind of
because, can I just put my
welcome
arm here?
to my world.
Hello, Ja-Mez. You're warm.
I'm always warm.
Oh.
Don't say it like that, please.
And this time it was 20 seconds until
And
it
Debs
went
is a huge Star Wars geek.
Dear.
Yes, very big.
And so... and
She was one of the key people in the Toronto lineups, one of the organizers, actually pretty much the only organizer of the third one. I mean, other people helped, but you did like 90% of the work on that
Oh,
thing.
look, I got
No,
a
not
chat
all
from
of it.
Debs. Woo, first time she talked to me.
Oh dear.
Nice.
I'm just gonna leave Errol over in his corner. And,
Don't know. I'm over in the corner too.
Hello, you're warm.
And it started again.
God.
Your armor is actually kind of soft. Do you use moisturizer?
I'm a very soft... I've got soft skin.
Yes, you do, and it's
Yeah.
like hairless.
It's hairless, soft skin, yes.
So
Kinda
Errol has two men feeling his arm.
Yeah.
This is a bit more soft. As I get older, that
Is that soft, Matt?
Yes.
Cheese and crackers. Okay. So didn't we have...
So I guess we should.
You've got
we
soft
should,
hands, though, Matt. As you rub my soft
We should
skin.
introduce the topic. If you haven't heard, the big news this week was that
Why?
George Lucas sold Lucasfilm to. Well, there's a very
LucasArts,
specific reason why. I'll get it to you. No, Lucasfilm.
Or just Lucasfilm, not LucasArts?
Well, Lucasfilm. See, this is the thing that annoys me is everyone calls it LucasArts. LucasArts is very specifically their video game company,
Yeah,
I know
which
that.
is part of Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm encompasses Industrial Light and Magic, Skywalker Sound, the Skywalker Ranch, Lucas. What's the education fund again? I can't remember. He's got a whole bunch.
Fund.
He's got a whole bunch of
He's
different
keeping
subsidiary
Skywalker
companies.
Ranch, though.
Sorry,
Skywalker Ranch, like the physical property, isn't part of the deal.
is it? I thought it was.
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, he sold the entire company of Lucasfilm to Disney for I think it was
$5
billion. And it's huge news because it's the first time that Lucas started this company to be an independent filmmaker, separate from the Hollywood machine, and then ended up becoming a big corporation itself because it produced one of the biggest franchises in the history of film. Mm-hmm. And as a part of this, Disney now owns the rights to Star Wars. And they made the announcement immediately after that they're planning to bring out 3 new Star Wars films every other year starting in 2015.
I'm not writing another line.
Yeah, it's a very different experience being on this side of things this time because having lived through the prequels, I now feel like the old jaded fans who moaned when they announced the prequels.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Kind of.
I think it's great.
I don't know how, I don't know if I feel
I'm indifferent,
bad
but at the
about
same time, I still feel kind of jaded. I'm not expecting much
I'm
of
not
it.
jaded because Disney bought Marvel, and do we hate the Avengers?
No.
The Avengers. Well, first of all,
yeah,
the
that's
Avengers was in
yeah.
works long before that, but Disney also gave both Marvel and Pixar complete autonomy in what they do, and we're already seeing the Disney influence in Pixar with Brave, which I don't think was nearly up to the same par as the rest of their movies.
But we won't get into that discussion.
Although at the same sort of time, we just talked about how we really like Wreck-It Ralph and how John Lasseter's influence of Pixar.
Yeah, that's the Pixar influence going the other way. I think Pixar's product is suffering a little bit from the relationship, while Disney's product is improved.
But
so
you would think that Star Wars can't suffer anymore.
I feel
that's
like
true, but
Oh, dear.
You can't make it worse.
it's not like they're going to over merchandise it any more than it already
You can't
is.
over merchandise it. Look, have you
But
seen some of those
they
things
can
they
make
put
it worse
out?
because not only are they doing 3 movies, but there was also talk about doing spin-off movies as well.
I can't see how you can make it worse.
I just feel like it's beating a dead horse. Like, just leave
That's
it.
good.
here's my
It
thing.
is done.
Because I've been thinking, okay, go for it.
If they didn't buy the ranch, they can't beat dead horses. They have nowhere to store them.
You have to be closer in order for them to hear them. No, at the same sort of time, I haven't watched Clone Wars. I haven't seen all the stuff.
I've seen episodes, but it's not. I don't feel like it's nearly up to the product and quality.
See,
of
back in the
original
80s,
films.
we had things like droids,
I fell in love with droids, so I'm not gonna.
Ewoks. Okay, so I don't think you can make it any more than it was
No,
back then.
I didn't say it's going to be any worse, but I just don't feel like
I
don't feel like it's a necessary move.
I'm just curious,
No,
though.
yeah, I'm with you, James.
I'm just curious, though, because... And I'm wondering, is it because of how much they bungled the prequels? Because when you think about it, and this is just, they have a bajillion James Bond movies. They have...
And 3 of them are good.
They have 40 years worth of Doctor Who. They have all sorts of... there's a lot of franchises that just keep getting made.
But
and
the difference between Star Wars and those franchises
what I'm
is
wondering.
that those franchises almost seem to just keep going and going and going. So they have cycles of bad and good and bad and good. where Star Wars just sort of crops up every sort of almost generation now.
It gets worse.
We'll see if it gets worse. I don't want to say I'm like completely negative on it, but I'm going to hold out and wait to see who they get to write and direct. Because if they get someone like a Joss Whedon, I might kind of be on board.
I'm interested to see what story they go. Like, I'm interested because I mean, like, if you think about something like the Indiana Jones sequel, the biggest thing with that was it's hard because it's only one character and everything. It's Indiana Jones, but the stupid part about was that they had to get Harrison Ford back and everything, and
which is fine. I think you can do a good Indiana Jones movie nowadays, but the problem with Indiana Jones, and I can't remember the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was this script. Matt says it doesn't exist. This script that we got at the end of the day was a product of like a dozen different writers.
Yeah.
They had one very specific good script, and then it went through writer after writer after writer after writer. So you really felt a difference in ideas where they would kind of set up, they kind of piecemealed this together from ideas existing from different scripts and different ideas that Lucas and Spielberg had over time. And it just felt like a lot of the elements didn't mesh together.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really a good cohesive story.
Yeah, no. But I'm interested.
Matt's going to have a kitten here.
Actually,
He's turning red.
As much as I groaned when I first heard the news, I'm actually a little interested to see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Disney, I feel like there's some crazy CEO at Disney right now who is just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Because you got Wreck-It Ralph. There's another TV show, which I mentioned to Errol last night, called Gravity Falls, which is, when I watch it, I do not think this is a Disney show.
My issue isn't that Disney bought it. It's just that
we
need
another Star Wars.
That's my problem.
That's your thing. Okay.
No, we don't.
Well, we kind of do, just to redeem the last three.
No, we just forget they exist and just teach all of our children for the next generation that only the three original ones exist.
Maybe they'll redo the last three.
Now, the more Star Wars you make, the less you have to think about the Christmas special, though.
True. Very true.
Wait, does this mean Disney owns the Christmas special now?
Does this mean they're actually going to release it?
I kind of want to see that.
Lucas hid it away as much as he could.
I know I can kind of torture
I'm
people
interested
with that
because
one,
the nice thing about this one, or this next Star Wars, hopefully, is that it will have a whole new cast of characters. They don't have to make any more links. Like the problem, part of the problem with the prequels was that they had to
finish
bridge
at a
gaps,
certain point,
and they had to lead up to a point. This one, they can do whatever story they want. I know there's books and stuff, and there is a
and that's my issue. I've never enjoyed the expanded universe. Yeah, I know everyone goes on and on about the Thrawn trilogy, but I've always hated all of the expanded universe. So the idea of taking those and adapting them into films just seems to me to be just going to be a huge folly. No, I think they're going to go their own way and do their own thing, but then the problem then becomes they're negating 30 years of history that they've created in the expanded universe, that all these fans who will be your core audience are, it's completely negating this history that all these fans really, really love.
Well, I'm holding out a bit of I kind of actually had the same reaction when they announced, this isn't the same scale of news, but when they first announced The Hobbit, I thought they were nuts. Why?
No, I wanted them to do The Hobbit. I've loved The Hobbit for a long time. What annoys me with The Hobbit...
Too, but 3 movies?
Yeah, 3 movies.
Like, come on! Like, again...
When they announced it was going to be 2 movies, I was mad enough because with the trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, each book was represented by 1 movie, and it worked. They were long movies. They were almost, in some instances, especially the expanded editions, they were almost bloated movies, but they were still decent movies. You're taking 1 book that's smaller than any one Lord of the Rings book and turning it into 3 movies. I know there's appendices and there's all this other stuff. Shut up, fanboys. It doesn't make sense to mash it together and make it into a bigger story.
It's a third of the size of one of the Lord of the Rings books.
And it just doesn't make sense. It's like 150 pages.
No, and I mean...
You can't make 3 movies out of that. I'm sorry.
It's just a blatant money grab. And for me, that's what this whole, let's do another Star Wars. It's a blatant money grab.
I guess
I think it's always been a money grab.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It pisses me off.
See, that annoys me is when people say that. It hasn't been a money grab.
What, the Star Wars?
Star Wars has never been a money grab.
Well, now it seems like, to me, that's
really
what
with
this
all
whole
the
thing is.
all the toy thing.
You want to know why the toys exist? when Lucas made the original deal, he went through like 12 different studios to try and get it made. Nobody wanted this film. So the only way he could get it made was say, okay, you guys keep the profit of this movie, whatever profit it makes you guys get, but I want the merchandising rights. And everyone complains about, okay, so he's over-merchandised this thing, but you want to know what he did with that merchandise? He expanded Industrial Light and Magic. He created all kinds of new technologies, including the technology that created Pixar that everybody loves. He created nonlinear editing. He created new
but I'm
technologies.
talking about lately.
That stuff completely informs all of the movie industry these days.
I'm talking about lately, though.
But he's retiring. And he also gave up $4 billion to charity for education.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm still saying it's like if you think about it, all of that still is like there's crazy amounts of toys. But at the same time, I think it's great. I think it's, I don't mind actually more Star Wars or stuff coming out every 3 years or whatever. It doesn't bother
2 years.
me.
I'm curious.
It just
I'm not
cheapens
holding
it to
out.
me. I don't know.
The thing is, I think most
This,
movies
I will
get
agree,
made as
feels like
money
a cash
in
grab.
Hollywood.
But I really, and I'll even cop to the fact that maybe the prequels were. But it really annoys me when people sit there and say all Lucas cares about is money.
Oh, I didn't say that.
No, but that's the implication that a lot of fans and a lot of non-fans make about Star Wars. And yes, it's over-merchandised, but at the same time, that merchandising money helps pay for a lot of other things that have really helped film, if not other. Like,
I don't mind
how much
cash
money
grabs
he
for
puts
that matter, if you
into
think about it,
education.
Because businesses have to make money. They're like,
Well, that's the thing that annoys me is that he very specifically didn't want it to be a business. He went into film because he wanted to get away from business. Because his dad was a businessman. He was a very determined businessman and wanted to put Lucas into the family business. And he walked away from his house, never went back because he just wanted to leave that all behind.
but he has it in his genes.
That silenced things rather effectively. I don't know, like, I think about, because I had a very strong reaction today when I went to see Wreck-It Ralph, and one of the trailers that came up was Smurfs 2.
What? Oh, I didn't see that
Oh
thing.
I saw that
my
one.
god!
Who
I
saw
was
Smurfs
like,
1? Did people watch that?
My theater actively booed.
yeah,
But no, who actually saw Smurfs 1? Did it get anything?
Like, what? How did it do well enough for them to be like, you know what? We need a sequel.
It's a
'Cause
children's movie. It doesn't need to make all that much money in order for it to be sequelized.
The first one got panned too.
Doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
reaction is to it.
It's true.
Family movies are a huge market for profitability because kids and families will go out and see crap in droves.
Right.
Because kids will drag their parents to all kinds of garbage and crap, love it to death.
yeah, but it's getting really expensive at the theaters. It cost me a lot to take my kids to Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, did you
But
see the 3D
people
one?
still go.
Oh, gosh, no.
Oh,
I
good.
didn't go.
Because I saw the only 3D one that wasn't, or the only non 3D one in our theater was the.
Yeah.
I kind of want to
show.
see it in 3D, see what it looks like.
I'm quite happy not seeing it in 3D because it costs a lot of money.
Anyway, sorry, I got off topic, but.
There's a Smurfs 2. Wow, gee.
This has nothing to
But
do with Star
that
Wars.
that
No, I
is
know.
definitely a money. I was referring to money grabs.
It came
and
in
stuff,
around the
and-
same time.
Didn't Smurfs pre-exist Star Wars?
No, I don't think so.
Because I'm pretty sure weren't the action like the little dolls? They came long before the cartoon or the comic.
Oh, the dolls themselves?
Yeah,
I don't know what
I think
song
Smurfs
you're singing.
pre-exist
That is
them.
not a real Smurf song. Is it? You're making songs up now. about
No,
it.
that's a real Smurf song.
No. From where?
I didn't even hear what you were singing.
I think maybe it's from the Smurfs and the Magic Flute. I think that's the only Smurfs.
I love that
I
Debs actually knows the
Oh,
title.
okay. Okay. Well, maybe.
Do you know
it's
how
from
to
there.
say Smurfs in French?
Strumps.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I know that. That was sad.
You were like, that's not a real Smurf song. Oh yeah, Smurf in French.
Apparently, we have a strong Smurf contingent in this audience.
I watched a lot of it when I was a kid. I like Smurfs. They were awesome.
I wasn't a huge fan of Smurfs.
I was a kid when I watched it.
That's an old show.
I
Then.
I
How
also
Errol's,
liked Knight
gazing
Rider
into
when I
his
was a
Yeah.
right now.
What?
You're really gazing into his
I'm
eyes.
gazing
Yeah.
at because he's
It's feeling
warm.
How is looking into my eyes warming you
Okay,
up?
man.
Hey,
I'm going to gaze into your
Pepper.
eyes as well.
I don't feel comfortable.
That was a shout out to your friend.
Yes, that was a
Hello,
shout out.
Amanda.
Hello,
friend.
Debs.
We're just babbling over top of each other now.
You're also warm. I don't know. That's not comfortable. Okay.
Did you know that sand is?
I like how the women are more
coarse and
uncomfortable.
rough.
I
and
hate
it gets
sand.
everywhere, and I hate it, and not like.
That's
your-
not how
your-
you-
What
Quote
happened
it.
to not quoting Star Wars lines?
She did it wrong too. I thought she look. I got my Totoro picture back, Deb. You know that, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Stop making references to things nobody knows what we're talking about. Remember, first episode.
It's a podcast. Nobody can see what you're pointing at.
It's okay. I'm happy.
That's okay. At least he's not running up in the middle of the podcast and grabbing books like he did in the
Or
past
popcorn.
one. Or yeah,
Oh,
he
that
did
was
grab
this
popcorn.
podcast.
Anyway, sorry.
No, he
I
ate
ate
it
it all.
No, there's
In the middle of the podcast.
In the middle of the podcast.
Anyway, I don't mind that Disney bought Lucasfilm.
I don't mind either.
I don't
I'm just,
like when things bother
I'm
me.
not.
Mind you, is there anything else that
Positive about
Lucasfilm does that might bother? I don't know what else Lucasfilm does. other
They
than
own
Star Wars.
Indiana Jones.
Okay, well, yeah. Oh, and they
Well, see-
destroyed the fourth one, didn't they?
Well-
Disney, I tell you, no, I'm kidding.
I didn't say Disney was a bad thing.
Yes.
But I do think that this is actually just a cover up. It's not Star Wars they're actually after.
Oh, what do you think they're after?
Well, first they bought Marvel, and
Yeah.
now they bought Lucasfilm. Clearly, they want to
They're
make a
after the
sequel
world.
to Howard the Duck.
Ah, you're right.
Of course.
That's their
That
plot.
reminds me of who was it? Oh, who bought?
Chips?
Oh no, what Hasbro bought? Who SSI? No, who? Okay, forget it. This
You're
is
referencing things I don't know.
This is board game stuff, and then
Scrabble, Hasbro. Oh,
anyway, I can't remember. Somebody bought
Scrabble.
some. This happened a long time ago, and they bought the
I'm
wrong
just gonna
company,
start listening to board games.
right? And so,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Settlers of Catan.
yay!
I'm so tired of that game.
How often do you play it?
I don't play it very often. My friends love to play it
play it a
all
lot.
the time.
Well, it's because we need new games. Like, you need to loan us games.
I'm not saying no.
I'm happy with Cards Against Humanity.
Everybody
That was a fun,
plays
filthy one.
cards.
Yeah, I know.
Cards
I love
Against
that game.
Humanity.
Sellers.
I don't want to. I can't trust myself to say anything about Cards Against Humanity because it
Why
would
not?
be PG.
I can bleep it out if it's too bad.
Tasteful side boob.
That's PG-ish.
Wait, I don't understand when it's not.
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant in tasting. Oh, okay, forget it.
What?
Crap's sake, Errol.
God damn, Harold.
You're red.
Oh,
my goodness. Oh, I miss my
man.
wife.
Okay.
We noticed.
Too much to know.
Oh, I had a great conversation at the kickoff meeting. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
NaNoWriMo. No, actually, it's not PG. It's, yeah. It was about my
Actually,
wife,
when we
though.
were playing Cards Against Humanity,
You've met my wife.
yes,
she
I've met your
cooks
wife.
for you.
On occasion, she has, yes.
She hasn't anymore because you don't come over anymore.
Because we don't record anymore.
Why don't you want to record?
Because
You
you're
know what's
busy
really
doing
fun?
the musical.
Man Pans and I went to go see the original Frankenstein and Dracula when
Oh,
it played
yeah.
I
in
want
the
to see
theater.
those.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
see the
fun.
Spanish Dracula?
No.
No.
I want to see that one too.
Yeah,
It was fun,
It was
actually.
fun. We should have asked you
Dracula's
there.
really
You should
stupid.
have asked me to that.
Well, next
I
time
like
we will
Star
ask
Wars.
you.
I did go to see
Oh yeah,
that.
guys, we were here. We
We're
brought
talking
Debs on
about
for Star
Star
Wars talk,
Wars.
so we should talk more about Star Wars.
I think she's
Are
tired.
you sad?
To be fair, Debs went pretty hardcore when Star Wars, the prequels were out, so... part of my issue with Star Wars is that I got so burned out by fandom. It wasn't even the movies themselves that disappointed me, it was fandom that kind of drove me crazy, and I lost a lot of my love for it, so... I'm not surprised if Debs feels the same way.
See, that's why
I
it's
just
cool
feel
to be a
like
fan of
sometimes
Totoro.
It's okay to just let it go.
Yeah.
You don't have to have
Things can
15 million
end.
movies. Just let it go.
What I don't understand is the people who the only thing they do, like all their entire lives are wrapped around Star Wars and they have no other frame of reference for anything else. I saw a guy reviewing Avengers and his review of Avengers was it's not Star Wars.
They didn't blow up any Death Stars in
Yeah.
this movie.
And I'm like, no, it's not Star Wars.
Sorry,
What's
was
your
that
point?
was that a spoiler? I'm sorry. Matt was upset.
Well, I mean, I remember while I was, in the thick of it and lining up, and I couldn't even imagine a time when there wouldn't be another Star Wars movie. The thought just depressed me so much, and I couldn't.
Actually, I remember at
imagine
the lineup,
myself.
I started crying as we were about to go in the theater because that was the end of the lineups.
I couldn't imagine myself ever not being completely obsessed and wrapped around it.
And then we saw episode 3.
And then it just happened. And I don't know.
George Lucas broke your childhood
No,
love.
it wasn't that. It's just that, I mean, there's a time for things, and
Yeah, weren't
for
you
some
like
people,
12 at the time?
lasts longer than others, and for me, like, I moved on.
You had
I guess.
hormones back then, right? Because you were 12.
Thank you for making it awkward.
You're welcome. So that's why I like things like Totoro.
Stop
nobody
looking directly in my eyes.
What? Am I supposed to look somewhere else when I'm talking to a person?
There's other people to talk to.
Yeah,
You're
but the
looking directly
mic
at
is
me.
here. I have to talk towards the mic.
You're
Oh my
you're
God.
used to getting your own mic, Ja-Mez.
Yes.
This is what
Yes.
happens
This
when
is
you
a little
share
awkward.
a mic. Especially when you share a mic with Errol.
Hi, Debs and
Hi,
Manda.
Amanda.
Hi, Debs.
You have pretty eyes.
Okay. Awkward.
Ibanga, it's fun making her awkward. It's easy, Debs. You can do all sorts of things that you just do normally, and it will make her awkward.
Like that.
Hi.
Manda's staring off in the distance, just trying to.
ready for World War.
My daughters have been singing that nonstop. They love the Word War song.
Your daughter's also assaulted Amanda today as she was recording earlier.
Oh my
Oh, yeah?
god. That's
Yeah.
because they took their cues from you, Errol.
I wasn't assaulting you.
No comment.
What? I wasn't assaulting
Hey,
you.
look, a comb. Let's see what it looks like up my nose.
That was awesome. Oh man,
That's not assaulting you,
And then-
though.
yeah,
it
but
took her
then-
like 12 times to get through this thing we were trying to pre-record because Errol's just sitting the entire time in front of her making faces.
And then if I don't look at him, and then Zoe's like just making faces on the other side of me, and
It's awesome.
actually I got really good at ignoring it. So if anything, you're training me.
See, I am training you. Look, you don't corpse anymore because I train you.
Great.
Corpse.
Means when you laugh on camera and break character.
Or laugh on stage.
On
I can't
stage.
speak.
Oh, it's like
They did, can you say subscribe now?
So when you corpse, like
Subscribe.
when you muck up a line and like you go like hee hee hee.
like we do whenever we perform all the time.
But our act is different. We can be silly. When she's doing a really important line, is not supposed to laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, he's made faces at me during my performances.
But it was because of what things you said. Some of you scowl, and so I'll scowl. I can't help it. And then she breaks. Although the last time was
I never did break.
You didn't break it that one, but you did break, and it wasn't my fault. It kind of was.
Yes,
Like-
it was. Your
But
fault.
I didn't notice it because I was texting you, and
I had a phone on stage,
Oh.
and I thought to myself, because he did it in when we did the show. Oh, I'm sorry, this might be going on really long.
That's alright.
yeah, be sorry.
Be sorry.
But anyway, he.
How's the guilt, man? Pans.
Okay, Errol, let me talk. Okay. Ooh. That.
That's yellow up.
Anyway, when I did the show before, and Errol came to see the first version of it, he texted me during the show, and I had a phone on stage as a prop. And I kept as straight a face as I could, and I had the phone on silent. So when I did the show the second time, and Errol was coming to that one, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to turn off my phone, and I'm going to, like, just pretend to text and everything, and it's going to be fine. Except, one, it hadn't been on silent before, and two, my fellow actor, my co-actor, in a moment of pure improv genius at one point, snatched my phone away and started pressing the buttons, and he pressed the power button. So then, like, all 6 of, like, Errol's texts that he had sent throughout that skit all came in at once. And the sound was on, so it was like, ba-dunk, 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 ba-dunk.
I made
was
her
having
corpse.
so much trouble.
She like paused on a line because she's trying to figure out what.
I was waiting for you to say
But
it
the
like a really
problem
bad
is no one
ringtone
else
or
knew what was
something.
going on because I didn't realize nobody could hear. It wasn't quite loud enough for the audience to hear it.
No.
So only I could hear the texts coming in, and it was all like, pans, 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 what are you doing? Pans, man, pans. And
I kind
it's
of want to
like-
take your phone on like April 1st or something and record Errol saying really annoying things and then change your ringtone to Errol's voice.
No. You know what we should change the ringtone
crap.
to?
Oh no.
We should change the ringtone to the song "Where Were You" from the musical because it makes poor Man Pans tear up.
Okay.
See, I think it would just be more annoying if she's in the middle of a coffee shop and all of a sudden from her pocket she hears Errol going, "Manda, your phone, man, Pants, your phone's going off. Your phone."
Your phone. That'd be
Oh,
funny.
I should set.
Yeah,
I should
that's
set.
that's what I'm saying.
It'd be worse if like you set Errol as like my alarm noise or something in the morning.
Man Pans, your phone. Answer me. Answer me.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
I did really want to change my ringtone to Nyan Cat just to annoy people.
Oh yeah, that would be funny.
Okay, you know what? We're talking about Star Wars here, people. Star Wars.
He's trying to make Manda cry. I don't know if they can even hear the music.
No, they can't.
No. Poor Man Pans.
Stupid song.
Okay, there's a lot of inside jokes happening throughout
Yeah.
this whole podcast.
Whose
Sorry.
fault is that?
Yours.
Because she's not explaining them to people?
Yeah, thanks, Man Pants, for destroying the first episode.
Okay. Star Wars.
Just for the record, if this is ever derailed, it's because of Errol.
No, it's because of Man Pants.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about Star Wars, Ja-Mez.
I like Star Wars, not as much as I used to, but I don't know. I'll wait to see what it's like. Like I said, I kind of want to see what the creative talent is going to be behind it.
Yeah, you know, it's been years since I've seen the original trilogy. It's weird. I don't know. I think it's been like 5 years since I watched it or something.
You know, I bought the Blu-rays, and I still haven't watched them.
I watched them. I did a marathon.
I know,
yeah?
that was in the
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah, we did the prequels in one day and the old trilogy the next day.
Oh, so you watched it like that
Yeah.
chronologically. Oh.
And episode 2 is definitely the worst one.
Yeah.
I agree.
I said that from the beginning, and a lot of people
No, I
disagreed
thought
with me.
episode 1 was the worst one.
I
but
agree.
It's 2.
No, but I mean, at the time, like, I didn't know you at the time, so
Yeah,
a lot of people
I had
thought,
arguments.
episode 2 was better than episode 1. No, episode 2 was flatly worse.
Yeah, I agree.
I know you were disappointed by episode 1, but really take a look at episode 2. It's really bad.
Yep.
Pretty costumes.
Pretty costumes, yeah. But
Pretty costumes don't make the movie, or else John Carter would have done better.
John Carter was better than those, though.
No, I'd say it's about par with the
I
prequels.
don't mind John Carter.
oh, it's better than the prequels.
I don't know.
mind John Carter.
I really didn't like
The
it.
acting I didn't like of a girl, but
Oh yeah, the acting from the girl was kind of.
Or Taylor Kitsch, who I'm convinced
that?
can't act. John Carter,
oh, okay.
I don't know what
Mr. Loincloth.
Okay.
Oh, there's a movie John Carter. It was a while ago, back in like March, I think.
We
Actually,
reviewed
I think it was
that.
last year,
I think
wasn't
we
it?
had a review of that.
we had a review because I watched it the other day.
It was really expensive and nobody went to see it.
Yeah.
It's because they marketed it completely wrong because they were expecting it to be Star Wars. So they're like, you know what? If we
Were?
throw Vader's head in a silhouette on a poster, everyone's going to know what it is. So let's throw out this alien body that everyone's going to know who this is because he's got 4 arms.
Oh, Matt.
No one's seen it.
Tell everyone what you learned in the movie we just saw about Vader.
Oh, Vader means is like French or Italian?
German.
It's German.
German.
Vader's German for father.
Yes, the
Yes.
Dark Father.
I never knew that.
Oh,
Really?
Fodder. Oh, I never
T.I.L..
thought about that connection.
The Dark Father.
today I learned.
That's literally what it means. That's where he got it from, was Dark
Except
Father.
isn't it with a? Yeah, it's with a T though, not a D.
What?
Isn't it?
Vader?
Vater. That's how it's spelled in German.
Well, no, yeah, but he's changed the spelling of it, but he's still got the pronunciation from.
Okay, I thought it
Same
was
with
like-
Dooku. Dooku in Japanese, I think, means blood.
Okay,
Because
I thought
Christopher
it was like,
Lee played Dracula in the Hammer films, so he's Count Blood.
I thought it was
Hammer
like
film?
Invader.
Yeah, the Hammer
Because
films.
there's also Insidious.
The Hammer horror films, him and Peter
for Darth
Cushing
Sidious.
Oh,
showed up in a whole bunch of horror films
Yeah,
in like
yeah,
the
yeah,
60s
yeah.
and 70s.
Yep.
Matt's just sitting there making fun of us and grinning like a fool.
Anyway, so
You can talk, Matt.
How long have we been talking?
Matt,
for?
what'd you think about AVX?
Yeah, no.
They can't hear him though.
They can't.
Yeah.
They can't hear me.
We can hear.
We
him,
can
though.
talk about that one on another occasion.
Yes, we can. Not now. Don't turn the mic. I'm not talking.
Okay,
Okay.
so I guess
All right,
what's everyone's summation of the whole?
I think we
Star
got
Wars
most of the
thing?
summation.
I think
It's
we
just-
got Errol.
Some people are sort of
excited,
positive, some people
Well, no,
are
I'm not
reticent.
excited.
Or you said you were.
Oh, I didn't mean to sound like I was excited. I was just trying to be antithesis to the rest of you guys. But I think it's fine.
Okay.
But I'm not like excited for the new movies. Just if it comes out, and then I see on Rotten
I'll go
Tomatoes
see them.
it does well, then I'll go see them.
I think I'll go see them regardless. But
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'll see
I'm
them, but I'll
curious.
resent it.
I'm curious, but I'm hesitant.
I'll see
so
them, but I will bring my torch.
I just don't see the point.
See, when episode 2 came, or actually, I think, episode 3, it was like, okay, I watched this, but I'm just watching it to finish the trilogy, but I don't really want to.
I at least enjoyed that one a little. At least opening night was fun.
I guess for me, like, I think that I've basically gotten to the, like, whatever Star Wars experience there is, like, I've hit the culmination of it. Like, I can't imagine anything that would come out that would make me as excited as I was, for, like...
When you were 12.
No. Like, and I mean, maybe it's because of the whole experience of lining up for the prequels, but... And then, I guess... discovering the original trilogy when I did and stuff.
So yeah, back in '97,
I can't imagine anything would ever make me feel that excited, and so that's why I'm kind of just rolling my eyes at the whole thing. Like for me, like, it just can't go any further than it's already gone.
Well, that's why I said that I feel really I understand how, like, the fans back then might have felt jaded when they announced the prequels, because I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s when Star Wars had come out and Star Wars was kind of done, and there was books and there was comics and whatnot, but there wasn't really any new Star Wars, and there wasn't any sort of hope of there being any new Star Wars. So the idea that there was going to be 3 new movies really kind of excited me, because I was in the thick of my Star Wars love.
Yeah, for sure.
In like the mid to late 90s.
Yeah, and me
so
too.
The idea of there being more Star Wars just kind of... It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's the same as the announcement that they're going to do Spider-Man or the Avengers. It's exactly what I want to see. Then I lived through it, and it just... I guess maybe I overhyped it, I guess. I don't know. Or I had too high expectations, but...
Well, I think
it didn't.
All did.
And like I said, fandom also, like, experiencing people who have no other frame of reference but for anything but Star Wars just kind of drained all my energy from it, and I didn't enjoy being part of that world anymore. So, like Debs, I've just kind of left Star Wars behind, and it's something that I'll enjoy every once in a while, but it's not something I feel compelled to watch all the time.
It's just like when I was 12 or 10 and I played a lot of video games and it got me all excited, but now it doesn't get me as excited when I was younger.
How giddy are you to play Terraria?
Well, no, I just like Terraria. Okay, I'm just excited all the time now.
Yeah.
Now there's no specific reason. It's like... Oh, look, I had a day old popcorn.
It's still good.
That dog has a puffy tail.
I kind of want to see him play Limbo, though. I think he'd have fun playing Limbo.
Like the actual game, or is there a video game?
There's a video game, Limbo.
Like a video game.
It's this little boy, like, running around this, like, sort of environment where he has
I have
to, like,
it on my
solve
computer somewhere.
You should play it. It's a lot. It's Manda doesn't like it because there's giant spiders.
I'm still
that squish
playing
you.
Nancy Drew and the Lost Queen. It's pretty fun.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's
Oh,
fun.
they're good games.
It's a good
Okay.
game.
Adventure
Did you
games.
say Nazi Drew?
Nancy
No, Nancy
Drew.
Drew.
Nazi Drew is a far different series.
Except you can't skip some of the dialogue. And it's like,
Nancy
come on.
Drew.
How do you
That's what drives me
skip?
nuts about adventure games.
Yeah,
is how
I
much
can't-
like talking and just sort
Matt,
of.
didn't you read the Hardy Boys when you were younger?
Nope.
No.
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't read when I was younger.
Whoa.
I read Nancy Drew.
I read it too, actually.
And Sweet Valley High.
Oh, I didn't read
You read
those.
Sweet
And
Valley
the
High?
Babysitter's
I
Club.
watched
Wow. My
Sweet
sister
Valley
read-
High on TV.
Are you old enough
That
for
was a TV
that?
show?
Oh, there's a TV show so bad. What? Yeah.
Crazy.
I read
What?
Sweet
Bruce Colville.
Valley.
That's what I read.
Oh, wait, I do that.
Hi.
But I never watched
remember
it. But somehow I know the
You guys are
song.
like two
Were
of
they
the same
actually
age.
twins? Were they actually twins?
Oh, yeah, they were twins.
Were they size 4 with sparkling blue eyes?
Oh, I don't know. I just knew that
and
one was
golden
mean and what the
hair
other one
and
was book smart and shy.
Elizabeth and Jessica.
Yeah.
And they had an older.
The only
hunky
episode I
brother
remember
named
from
Steven.
that one is like someone kidnapped one of them.
Was it based on the books? Because that was number 13 in the book. No, it was funny because I was reading I read all the books, and that was the book that nobody could ever find. Like, nobody could ever find that book to read, and it was supposed to be so amazing. It was
Really?
number 13.
Well, now we have to search it out.
No.
Anyway.
I wonder if it was based on the books.
For crap's sake, Errol, we were having an important discussion about
I'm just
Sweet.
playing background
And they
music
had
for it.
a Fiat, F-I-A-T, the car Fiat.
Oh, I
It
don't
had a
know.
red convertible Fiat.
Well, I don't know.
And there was a girl named Enid and a girl named Lara.
Turn off the music here. Oh, God.
Where Man Pans is crying right now.
Wow.
No.
I didn't know it was a TV.
Yeah, it was a TV show.
So welcome, guys, to Sweet Valley High podcast.
Okay, you guys talk about Spider-Man and Totoro all the
Yes,
time.
Spider-Man is my thing. And Ninja Turtles and
Now we know
Ghostbusters.
Sweet Valley High is
Hey,
Debs
if
thing.
you brought the news once in a while, maybe we'll have some more missed news. But
I don't know. The movie's not going to get made, I don't think, anymore.
hey,
You can make your own movie.
I said the same thing about there being 7, 8, and 9 of Star Wars films. So
Ooh, maybe Disney will buy it.
Anyway, we probably should wrap up now, seeing as how...
Billy, you don't want to babble on about Sweet Valley
Into
High?
a musical.
Debs, do Rainbow Connection.
Do 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 do. Why are there so many?
So this is Errol and 3 Geeks in a Pod. And I think we're going to close off as Deb sings in the background.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks.
My name is not Man Pans.
My name's not Ja-Mez.
And I'm not Errol.
Oh, but we didn't include our guests.
They're not Debs and Matt.
They're
Well,
not.
they
You're
are
not,
Debs and Matt,
you
but they're not Debs and
ruined
Matt.
it. We'd have to start with somebody.
Okay,
My name's not Man Pans.
My name's not Debs.
My name's not Matt.
I'm not here.
Ja-Mez. You're supposed to say Ja-Mez.
Oh.
We got to start again, Matt.
Oh, for crap's sake, really?
My name's not Man Pans.
My name's not Debs.
My name's not Matt.
My name's not Ja-Mez.
And I'm not Errol.
Huzzah! Woo! We don't mess it up anymore, really. I just
It took us
start,
3
but-
times.
Yeah, I know, but I don't mess up if I start. It's awesome.
It's because you always pick Man Pans. And then Man Pans has to think about, wait, do I say Errol or James?
Although she didn't think that time.
She paused for
Yay for
3
not
seconds,
thinking
but-
again, Man Pans. You're looking guilty over there for some reason. What happened? Was your hand on Matt's knee?
What?
Why not? Don't you want to put your hand on a
All right,
man's
good night,
knee?
everybody.
Don't forget, guys, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. You can also follow us on Twitter at 3 Geeks in a Pod. That's the number 3. You can also like us on Facebook.
Get all the news and updates about podcasts and videos and other announcements at our blog, 3geeksinapod.wordpress.com. Again, that is the number 3. Stay in touch with friends and fans at the forums on our sister site, debsanderrol.com.
And if you want to contact us directly with the emails, you can do that at 3geeksinapod@gmail.com. We're on the Gmail as well, and that's the number 3 again. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.